My new mouse does not have the button my old mouse did, so I had to do the push to talk thing. The glory of a $6 mouse.
My mom wanted to. One of my brothers asked for a gaming mouse for Christmas, and my mom was like, "Is this insert generic cheap Chinese name here mouse any good? He wants a gaming mouse, but this is only $6. It's a great deal." No, don't.
Do they even make gaming mouses that cheap?
They could slap the term gaming onto a mouse. Doesn't make it a gaming mouse.
To me, is a mouse with several extra buttons. So that way you can rekey them so you don't have to move your hand ever. off of the typical hand position or your mouse.
That'd be pretty nice. My hand does get cold.
Look out, boys. He's a gamer. Zim, why are you being followed by an owl on fire?
What?
Why not?
There's just an owl that's on fire that's following you.
Where?
In the stream.
My computer is a whole bunch of wonk right now.
Interesting.
Aren't you just a whole bunch of wonk? Aren't we all just a whole bunch of wonk?
I'm a null, I'm more wonk than average.
Wonk, 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 wonk.
I should send that awful nullish accent to Tales of Miraleth chat.
You should. Also put my reply in there, because it's funny. Just screenshot that little part of the convo.
Zim, put it up on stream. Null accent.
Eventually.
Eventually.
I need to learn how to talk in that accent.
Ooh, I could mark this as a spoiler that we're live.
How is this a spoiler?
I have no idea. I just noticed that I can.
Spoiler.
He doesn't want people to be here.
Question mark? Why am I a Metapod?
Oh man, Twitch logged me out and I forget my username and password.
Metapod.
Blue, for a second I thought you said something completely different, and I was like, oh.
Me too.
World building tea from Inavir. In
Rare.
Oh, it is a near rear.
I think that's too many R's.
No. The rest of them are, they're there and pronounced, but they're invisible.
It's an ear. An ear.
Error.
Alright, testing a new button to see if it's more reliable.
Hey,
Are you guys hearing me?
He's
I can
Yes.
audibly confirm your presence.
Oh,
Mmm. The mango flavored things taste like mango.
I know, it'd be really weird if they tasted like anything else, wouldn't it? Can you imagine biting into a mango flavored thing and tasting apple? Oh.
I'd really throw off your sensors, that's for sure.
We're not even talking about a mango here. We're talking about something that says it's mango flavored. I don't know how that would throw off your tastes.
Okay, in Arrear, how about you tell us what the actual pronunciation of your name is, the phonetic language that we all use.
Or just
In the
come get on
dictionary.
voice and tell us.
Yeah, that works too. Why is there a salamander in chat?
It's not a salamander.
What is it?
What do you think it is? It's a leopard gecko.
What do I think it is? I literally just said salamander.
It's a leopard gecko.
Oh my god, I love leopard geckos.
It looks cute and I want 10.
Is that
I
your
only
baby?
got one.
Oh my gosh.
I'll take your entire stock.
Of
Do
what?
they scream?
Mine is very quiet. I've never heard it make any noise whatsoever.
Oh, weird.
I've
Any
heard of people.
rear.
I've heard that they scream and all that, but
Ear,
I've never heard it.
Ear. I missed out on the space.
Ear.
An ear.
Yeah, an ear.
I really want to get a bearded dragon, but
I have one too.
I've never found an apartment that lets you have reptiles. I don't know why.
We're not out of snakes.
Whenever
Not
I
of
was
any lizards.
younger, my mom and I had bearded dragons, and we used to breed them and sell the eggs.
I've heard that snake breeding is actually very, very good money making for you.
Oh yeah.
Pet breeding in general is a good money making.
Bearded dragons are messy. I don't like them.
If you breed animals that breed fast and die fast, like rats, you make a lot of money.
Yeah, and then
Rats
feed her.
Ball python. I think my girlfriend has a ball python. Or a corn snake. I forget what.
I got a
it's-
corn. I used to have a ball python and a corn snake.
Generally, you don't want to use rats as feeders, you want to use mice.
I really want to get myself a pine marten. Though, unfortunately, here in Utah, you can breed them, but you cannot own one as a pet.
The heck are they for then?
How does that work?
I have no idea.
One's
You have one if you're looking for another for breeding purposes.
My grandpa had a pet squirrel, which are illegal in Ohio, and they kept taking because they're a local animal. It's some weird law. You're only allowed to have exotic pets in Ohio for some reason. But they
What?
kept taking a squirrel away, and then it would come right back, and then they'd come and take it away, and then they'd come right back. It just
You
sit
know-
on his porch.
It's funny because Pennsylvania is the opposite way. As far as exotic pets go, you can only own ones that exist in the state.
huh.
Yeah, there's
Goldfish.
some weird pet laws.
Well,
in
there's
the
no
United
no way
States.
around that. Just introduce a tiger to the state of Pennsylvania, and that tiger exists within Pennsylvania. Congratulations, you
I
have.
think
We don't need more invasive species.
They have to be a positive influence on the environment to be considered native.
Well, it's having a positive influence on my environment. Look at how cute it is. Come pet it.
A Siberian tiger might be able to survive in Pennsylvania, but I'm not sure how it would impact the local environment.
Yeah, how did the pet be exotic if it's local?
Because there's some animals that are considered exotic because they only exist in certain areas.
No.
So
It is generally considered exotic if it is not a quote-unquote typical pet. Like, if you cannot walk into PetSmart and buy one, then it is considered exotic.
Don't buy dogs from PetSmart.
Yeah.
I bought a red rose
Yeah.
tarantula from PetSmart.
I'd also generally not recommend any of their other animals, as they tend to be unhealthy and poorly bred.
Yeah.
I know, I worked there.
Yeah, isn't that where all the breeders send all their like bad ones?
Yes.
Did they buy anything?
Yes.
Hey,
All right,
Gold.
everyone.
So that's why my goldfish
Hello, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Tales of Miraleth, Dungeons and Dragons. I will now turn this over to the most all-around player of us all. Rembrandt, please do the recap.
I'm going to take us into another direction. The heck with you. Gold, can you give me the cliff notes on what are the audiences allowed to do?
I'm sorry, what?
As in participation.
Right. Well, so audience, for those of you who have not been informed and are just showing up because Zoom went live, there is going to be audience participation today, where you will be able to actually directly interact with the characters here today on Tales of Miraleth. This won't happen until later when you meet up with them, so it's not going to be able to happen right now. But I will sort of signal once that interaction is available. So there you go, Rembrandt. Those are the clip notes.
Yay.
That was very informative.
And now we turn it over to Gold King.
Well, it's like I did absolutely nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody to Tales of Miraleth, Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Gold King and I will be your dungeon master tonight, as I always am. Yeah. We will be picking up with the players immediately, because the general character that's normally associated with the audience will actually have more of a role today. So we will pick up with them back in Farah, as they were waking up at the Kniff Tavern. Once they were waking up after a battle with the apprentice of the legendary thief Midnight, named Twilight. They were able to steal the crown back from Twilight, and they were able to sort of, I don't know, avoid them, sort of. The party basically got like half knocked out, whereas the other half of the party was able to hide the crown and do enough damage, along with the first half of the party that did get knocked out, do enough damage to
hang
drive
on,
them off.
hang on.
Yes?
Where is that ringing in the background coming from?
This is a good question. I know it's not me.
Oh,
Not
what's wrong?
me.
Sorry about that.
Okay, we can continue.
And muted. Anywho, so the party was just waking up to more or less lick their wounds, having a nice long rest at the Kniff Tavern, the tavern of the individuals who they helped get the crown out of the main city unknowingly. Nonetheless, it's turned out for the better for everyone, honestly. So now waking up and starting their day, I believe Risforn and Crag were going over using the alarm spell. Cidier has been tasked with watching over the prisoner that they had acquired from the first time they were at the Kniff Tavern, which was a Kenku pirate that was on one of the wanted posters, going for 10,000 gold. They need to get him back to Fortitude, of course, along with avoiding any other sort of things that may occur along the way. That is for after they wake up and have a good start to the morning, as is recommended by 9 out of 10 dentists.
I thought those doctors.
Probably that too, but I think that would be 10 out of 10 doctors. Anywho, you're all waking up. Rembrandt, you aren't currently around yet. I will let you know when you are. But to proceed off of where we last left off, Zaire and Graham, I believe, were getting breakfast. Craig and Rishwan were doing magic. Elliman and Sidier, what are you doing this morning? After that,
Watching a prisoner.
well, yes, I would assume so. But
Yes.
are you just sitting there, staring at them, unblinking, uncaring, continuously gazing into their soul, not eating, not sleeping?
Yes.
To insert dominance, yes.
Are you T-posing? You've been T-posing for weeks already, City here. We need you to actually do something.
Pretty much. Now I'm
Okay,
gonna have
fine.
supper. I mean breakfast.
Alright, you... Man,
Element basically just Element
I
basically
was
just,
told
just
to reshare the map, but this map is actually going to be obsolete, so we don't actually have a map current. Just in case anyone was wondering.
oh well. And Element basically just woke up, caught the performing, and just went back to sleep looking angry.
Oh man,
Yes.
wakes up. Alright, goes back to sleep. Alright, Element is not getting out of bed today. Probably a good choice. Zaire is getting food, Sidier is getting food. Rishwan and Craig, going back to you two. What are you now doing now that you've basically used up all of Craig's spell slots?
We used his spell slots up?
I mean, he cast Alarm, like, a lot.
He can still study.
This is true.
Craig says, "What is a spell slot?"
This is a good question, Craig. To be fair, he only has 2 spell slots. And I'm pretty sure
you
he
see,
cast...
when a mommy spell and a daddy spell love each other very much.
Hold on. I don't like where this is going.
That still only equals 2 spell slots.
No. It's the two are their children, you know? You can't cast the original, otherwise they won't make new ones for the next day.
What the heck am I listening to?
I don't know.
I feel bad for the people who have to do level 9 spells.
Let's proceed. So as everyone's getting up, getting ready to head out, the city of Farah still has a few things around it. If people want to still explore, get some purchasing and buying done, Sidir, you probably have a good amount of gold at this point.
No.
No.
Bremer was invested way before it was Rishorn.
Yeah, well, no, I recall that, but you should have gotten loot divided out to you naturally from the inventory.
I have 7 gold and 83 silver.
Okay,
I don't think
apparently it
that we
wasn't much.
split it with her.
Okay. Weird. Oh, okay. Whatever. But if anyone wants to continue doing anything in city before you guys start heading out, now is the time.
Graham is probably going to find a, Actually, has he seen Ristforn yet?
You heard alarms going off in the vicinity of Ristforn's room.
Oh, that's right. Graham ran from the alarms.
Yes. Because Craig made them audible.
I don't think there was any kind of like slightly out of the way places that Graham could have some privacy, but still keep an eye on the inn from.
I mean, there is that kind of like booth in the corner that's normally reserved for that one shady guy who's wearing a hood that normally has a quest for the adventurers, but he doesn't seem to be here right now.
Did we scare the shady guy off?
No, he just either hasn't woken up yet or it's not that time of day. Normally, of course, he's like here at midnight, so like maybe it's just not that time of day.
Crag is the shady guy. He's on vacation.
All right, then. In that case, Graham is just going to going to do his start on the ritual to switch which sword his powers run off of in the middle of the tavern.
What can you tell me about this ritual?
Well, Graham is just going to just kind of sit cross-legged on the floor, the new shiny sword in his lap, and he's gonna start chanting stuff.
All right, let me take a quick look at. Is it the Hexblade curse thing?
Well, no. It just whenever like for the sword to count as the thing that like the weapon that he can use his charisma for instead of like normal attack things. That's what he's doing with the new sword. So he has to like bind the sword.
I'm just looking for where it says this in your Hexblade stuff to try and figure out what you need to do for it, if anything.
I need to spend an hour basically like attuning the weapon essentially.
Okay.
Although but flavor-wise, there's other stuff going on. Cause you know.
Sure.
Does the flavor?
According to Hex Warrior, it just says you can touch one weapon that you're proficient with that lacks the 200 property, and when you check with that weapon, you can use your charisma modifier. So it says you just need to long rest.
Long rest.
Yeah, whenever you finish, what it says is whenever you finish a long rest, which you literally just did, you can touch one weapon that you are proficient with, as long as you have proficiency with this weapon, and that lacks the two-handed property. So as long as this isn't a two-handed weapon that you're proficient with, and it just gets it. You don't need to spend an hour.
I could have sworn there was like a tuning period.
I mean, if you absolutely want to, you definitely can. That might earn you some favor with your deity.
Well, yeah, he's gonna do that. If it's not necessary, then just as kind of like a
flavor.
Hot tradition.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
And he'll be speaking Terran, so probably not everyone would actually understand him.
That man over there, he's speaking like a rock. What do rocks sound like? Rock. I'm sorry, I know Terran is more than just rock. Rock. Anywho, so as Graham is attuning his blade, off in the corner, Zyre and Sidier, I think Craig. I think you were the ones getting action. No, Craig was not getting food.
Craig will probably get food once he is dismissed from lesson.
I don't think Ristforn is going to dismiss you. I think he's just eventually going to get tired of you.
No, he'll never get tired.
Oh, well then.
But he will guide Crag down to the common room for some breakfast, and try and teach
Crag is asking
how
about
to
brave hands.
Later. The basics
Teach
first.
Brave hands. I had brave hands before.
First.
I should get it again.
The basics first.
Crag pouts. Brave hands.
Now listen here, you little Padawan. You start with the basics. You are.
What is a Padawan?
Racefarn just has this crazy idea that the apprentices and newcomers to his upcoming Ministry of Magic will just be named Padawans.
Crag mumbles something in Nolish.
Don't backmouth me.
Craig Racefarn is starting to remind you of your own mother.
Crag frowns.
Anywho, as everyone eventually gets up to eat and do whatnot, Elemen, what do you do when you eventually have to get up?
There, I typed what Graham is chanting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He basically has to get up. He's probably just going to go to what's it called, just to eat breakfast. He doesn't seem like he wants to do much.
Elman gets up begrudgingly,
Yes.
hating the world. Slowly moves down the stairs, and with each step you can hear the wood creaking under the weight of him and his armor as he just kind of slogs down the stairs. Eventually sits at one of the tables and blankly stares at the menu.
Crag waves sweetly. Hello, fox friend. Crag remembers no one's name.
Element looks up at the note and simply waits before going back to staring at the menu.
Crag is everyone's friends, but he doesn't remember anyone.
Well, sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
Elemen has a seizure.
No.
Roll Constitution.
No. It's you're good. You're fine. Harkale? Who's Harkale?
Good question.
Anywho,
Oh, I see. Actually, I don't know what's going on.
so to continue. After everyone gets food and has a chance to head out, once again, double checking, is there anything anyone wants to do into town before you guys head off to collect your bounty and to bring the crown back to the king?
Does anyone even bother telling Graham they're leaving? Because he probably doesn't notice because he's kind of...
Yeah, you guys would all probably notice Graham in the corner doing something with a sword.
It looks very similar whenever he's actually using his curse ability. You know, the black ash rising off his body in purple flames, coursing through the blade.
Crag thinks nothing of it. He's seen all sorts of individuals as offended.
Yeah, and Risford wouldn't really bother with it, because, you know.
Also, Crag is very excited about breakfast. He orders all the meat.
Zyre will get Graham's attention when it's time to go.
How much would be 2 meals of meat, one for me and one in bed? Or are we free to eat here because we're friends with the owner?
You are actually free to eat here, yeah, because you guys literally made the owners filthy stinking rich.
we made them so rich. It's going to be several generations of wasteful behavior before they're poor again.
Basically.
Crag gets a plate of meat for himself and a much larger plate of meat for Kai.
Kai seems appreciative of the meat.
Is Kai allowed inside the inn? Because that would be amazing.
You would have to talk to the owners, but they would begrudgingly allow Kai into the inn, yes.
If so, Kai will sit at the bar and eat meat with Crag.
Some of the actual local, just patrons of the tavern give the bear an uneasy look. But then I'm gonna guess that Craig just points out the bear permit.
What makes them more uneasy, Graham or the bear?
Well, we got someone over in the corner doing something about a sword, and we got a bear. They've seen more swords and honestly probably more magic than they have bears literally just casually eating at the bar. In all honesty, magic's some weird stuff, yeah, but that's a bear. All right, well, since nobody has spoken up for items they want to do before heading out of town, the party is eventually going to gather themselves and begin to head back to Fortitude. What the heck is that?
I say we take the folding boat. That way we reduce the
would
travel
you
time.
take the folding boat?
Mm-hmm.
Also, the river is not quite. Like you're gonna have to travel on foot before you can take a river.
Yes, but once we reach the river, the fastest way to Fortitude is to take the boat. And then we get to see the dock man and be like, don't worry, we're not paying the docking fees. Our boat folds up. Just like last time.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I sent him something. It's been sitting in my head for a bit now.
Stupid, I'm sorry. But yes.
Graham would probably be following behind everyone else, looking very tired and very just kind of.
So eventually, as you're traveling through the woods and you hear the nearing sound of the stream, you also start to hear some other sounds. But first, I will share the map with you all.
Sharing a map, that means we're running into combat, guys. Be ready.
So there's the
Quick,
map.
Someone cast Fireball.
There's the map.
Oh, okay.
As you can see, it's a very detailed map.
Yes.
I'm gonna slap you all on.
It's still loading. Ah, there it goes. Risthorn throws fireball.
That's a lot of fireball.
You are in the midst of a light forest.
Perfect.
And let me just get you all
A
in here.
forest made of light. Wow, that must be really cool. Why didn't you show that on the map?
Aizen, you make me wish to murder. Kai's kind of traveling in between the trees, we'll say.
You can always utilize Kai's weakness.
What's that?
Do you not remember?
Oh yeah, sitting on people. We need one for Rembrandt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure her weaknesses and strengths are on your round as the DM, but I'm not sure.
Right. Didn't she have something where she thinks she's a lot smaller than she actually is? Okay, bacon pancakes apparently.
Her weakness is that she sits on people she likes, and her strength is that she only helps when we need it.
Where is this written down?
I sent it to you on Discord or something.
Oh, we need to like actually write it in her character sheet. But anywho, as you are moving through the forest in your individual group, so I need to give you a prisoner token because you're gonna have to keep an eye on him. Let me do that real quick. There we go. There he is. So as you are moving through the forest, as you make your way down the, sort of dirt road, you start coming towards these sounds of the stream first is what you hear first and foremost, followed by the sounds of a bit of a crowd that seems to have gathered, as well as amidst the light chatter and whatnot, there seems to be a bit of music from what you can tell, as well as some just general like instrumentals going on as well, sort of just in the light distance. Feel free to sort of move yourselves forward as you see fit.
Also, how is Snowy doing with the crown?
Should we tie the prisoner to the bear?
That's a good idea.
That is an idea, yeah.
Slowly
Let's do it.
revealing.
It's not like she does much else.
Risforn is still talking with Crag about magic and magic theory.
While tying this poor prisoner to a bear.
Probably overwhelming the poor Knoll.
I figured out how to freehand, and I'm enjoying it.
Graham overhearing Risforn talking about magic and magic theory will approach Risforn. Hey, Risforn.
So you see, when you manipulate the forces of magic in this particular manner, utilizing fire itself, just the essence of pure fire, it will create an explosion, but it's a rather small one in this manner. It's useful for things like opening up a lock, you know?
Crag's eyes are glazed over. He looks like he's trying to pay attention.
He cares deep down.
He cares, he just doesn't understand. Should I roll an intelligence check for understanding that?
Every time you've done so, you've actually understood, so feel free.
Crag thinks on it for a moment while I figure out how to roll.
Hold on. What?
Proliferate.
There you go. I'd say you're kind of hit and miss. Like you're getting it, but then he loses you at a few spots. But like you kind of think you understand. You're doing a decent job of keeping up, but you definitely have questions. Meanwhile, Graham is approaching Risforn. Le Graham.
Yes. Hey, Risforn, you got a moment?
And you see, when you, if you then add a little bit of electricity to that that mound of fire, it will cause the explosion to then shoot out a projectile of lightning. It's how I do my electrifying bolt, you know?
Crag thinks for a bit. Kind of?
Graham, you're gonna have to try harder if you want to get Risforn's attention. He's kind of absorbed in his magic.
Graham, please.
Graham is going to sigh heavily, be like, and then tap Risforn on the shoulder.
By the way, is everyone's
or in
icons...
the back if Risforn is that much taller than Graham.
Quick question: is it just me, or is everyone's status icons really small?
Normal.
It's not just
The same size that they've always been.
Yeah.
No, but like
No,
they're really small.
They've always been that size.
They're like 4 pixels big.
I have no idea.
It's 2 by 2.
And then, if you use a bit of wind to then push it, what?
Yes, you're into the whole magic and like studying thing, right?
Why is everyone unconscious?
He gives
I'm
a
removing it.
look over to Crag and then back to Graham and then back to Crag.
Back to Graham.
I guess you could say that, yes.
Do any of your books maybe have anything about familiars?
You know, what kind of spell is Find Familiar? What
It's a summoning
school?
spell.
Well, I know, but I'm meaning the school.
What is that?
Conjuration.
If it's summoning, it would be conjuration, I do believe. I don't think it actually does it technically even have a school?
All of them do. Every spell does. Let's see, I've got abjuration, divination, evocation, and
Nation.
Crag asks, what's a familiar?
illusion.
And what's a school?
Yeah, it's conjuration.
Yeah, I don't
School
have
is where you learn things, yes?
Yes, I am schooling you right now. Unfortunately, I don't have a book on on familiars. Though actually, I mean, it might be in here. I mean, we do have. I do have a few book here on. It's just Magic 101. It might have something.
I think something is wrong with my powers, especially since I took that blow to the head. I've been having very strange memories returning.
Well, if
I
it
was
came
hoping
from
you
an
could help,
energy,
but-
you might want to go talk to Sidier instead. My powers are more of the arcane type than divine.
I don't think it's divine.
Zyre might be able to help you then. Powers of nature. They're better at healing than I am. I tend to kill things.
I was hoping with
To
your
be fair-
knowledge of how magic works, you might be able to help me, but if you can't, Graham is going to just look really disappointed and confused.
I mean, if I can get my hands on the other books in this encyclopedia series, I probably could. I just gotta get them.
I guess maybe whenever we get to Elra, the person who your books are from, I guess maybe we'll be able to find the missing one. Or ones.
Risvarn will look over at Crag and back to Graham again. Why do you think it's wrong?
Ever since I took that blow, I just don't think my powers are working the way they should, and everything feels very. Now that I think about it, there's a lot of things that seem very wrong with what I've been experiencing or remembering.
Can you elaborate?
I don't really have any memories of us killing people, and yet I know we have, or at least I didn't used to have memories of us killing people. Like that boat way back when, or those or those Knoll Butcher brothers.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like something that you need to go talk to Sidier about.
Meanwhile,
You know,
City
it
is
just...
approximately 5 feet away.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It just occurred to me. Clerics are the PhD doctors of the D&D world, whereas druids are the holistic or alternative medicine doctors.
Yep.
Crystals.
You got ghosts in your bones. You should do cocaine about it.
Don't worry, it's only a bit of bloodletting. You'll get rid of your cold.
I guess we should let's just keep moving. Graham is gonna start heading towards where the music is.
Meanwhile, Sidier stands 5 feet away.
Yep.
No,
I'm watching
hold
the
on.
prisoner.
He's gonna grab your shoulder. Sidier, there's something wrong with him.
Yeah, clearly. You didn't notice that before?
Well, he's got some kind of memory loss or something. That's your area of expertise.
Maybe we hit him over the head again and we'll remember everything.
You know, if that is what you prescribe, then we can try
Twilight
it.
already took care of hitting me in the head hard enough to jar some things.
I mean,
think
you said
my
that this
actual
started...
magic is broken.
What were you saying?
He thinks his magic is broken. He also can't remember that having killed anybody, so...
Oh.
It sounds like something that's more your specialty for healing his head.
It's a very complicated process.
Well...
Not really my expertise.
Well, Graham,
I'm more
I
the physical
will...
wounds.
I will turn you over to the expert care of Sidier. And he'll guide Graham over closer to Sidier.
Sidier's gonna look confused.
You've literally been sitting here and listening to this entire conversation.
Yeah. But I'm more of a physical healer, not an emotional, spiritual. Well, I guess spiritual, but that's not... Memory's not spiritual.
Maybe it's Element that you need to go do then. Element is the party paladin.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I'm more of a physical healer, though.
Maybe Element can beat those thoughts out of your head.
Yes, let's try that first.
Graham is gonna be like, I don't think that's the kind of help I'm looking for. I guess I'm just going to have to figure this out on my own.
I'm gonna give him a nice, hefty tap on the head.
Ow.
Did that help?
It did not.
Should we try again?
Look,
You know, I think he might need it harder.
Yes,
I mean,
I'm
he
gonna
did
give him a
get
great
hit.
old bap.
He did get hit really hard by the whatever other jerk face it was. So maybe
we got hit twice as hard.
yeah, that might be it.
I'll
hold him.
Let's see.
What
What do I roll to get out?
Craig,
I'd
come
say
help me.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, I would say acrobatics.
Craig, help me. We've got to get him better.
Oh, can I bless him?
Okay, you guys need to roll a grapple check that beats a 21.
What's grapple strength?
Craig, what's your bonus?
In strength?
In acrobatics
0.
or athletics?
Oh, it's acrobatics.
+1 to... Wait, that doesn't look right. Why is it being modified by charisma? Athletics +0. I'm guessing acrobatics also.
Acrobatics is dex, athletics is strength.
Dex +3.
Okay, Risforn's gonna go for it.
Craig's Craig sort of half-heartedly helps.
When you help somebody, they just get advantage. Ha!
Oh!
Oh!
Ristworn just barely manages to grab Graham and hold him still. The slippery
I'm gonna
devil he is.
bless Ristborn. I mean Graham.
Actually,
Buddy, man, we're gonna get you better.
Would City Air be able to tell about Graham's unique situation?
With a bless? Probably not.
I just mean as a cleric in general.
That'd probably be a knowledge religion. Yeah, you probably know a good bit about, how warlocks function.
Meanwhile, Kai is scavenging in the forest to find bears.
I don't think I know very much about.
I was talking about the thing where like half of Graham's soul is
Chili.
inside of Snowy.
Chili, your voice cut out for me right at the end of that. I assume you meant to say berries, but it sounded like you said that he was looking for bears.
She's looking for a man and dragging the poor prisoner along.
That poor prisoner.
No, the prisoner's connected to City Air.
Oh.
Didn't we end up
We
tying her to the
decided,
bear?
yeah, we decided to tie the prisoner to the bear.
Oh, okay.
I figured just strap him, spread eagle across Kai's back.
That's great. It'd be a bullet shield.
And now when she goes and now when Kai
age.
goes and finds man, he's gonna get crushed.
I think that might be better than what we're gonna bring him to.
Well, yeah, but then we don't get as much bounty.
Hold on as I roll dice in the background.
I'm scared. I'm gonna bless Graham.
Did you say Kai didn't find a man?
She did not.
Oh. Does she find some berries?
Yes, she does. She finds a nice little berry bush, as well as a fairy.
Oh. What? Is that the fairy?
Side-eyes the fairy
Yeah, the fairy
and
goes
bunches her berries.
Actually, I think that's technically a pixie.
Same thing.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, no, there's you. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there've been pixies that just occasionally just jitter in and out.
Wait,
I've
really?
been watching.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, no, that's actually happening.
Graham was
Wait,
going
can you
to
show it once more?
investigate some stuff, and then he got grabbed.
See it once more.
Sorry, what?
Or the fairy?
It's they just kind of flitter in, check you guys out for half a second, then flitter away.
Kai is just happily munching her berries. She side-eyes the fairies when they come in. Mostly in a don't touch my berries way.
Yeah.
They don't.
Oh, I have blessed Graham with holy water.
Graham begins to melt.
Well, at least you don't need to worry about the memory issue anymore.
No, that's not what happens. Graham, I'm pretty sure you would know if there's anything.
God damn it, Gold King!
What?
Why the hell do you have to go and get our hopes up and then dash them like that?
Yeah, I don't think Bless would actually do anything.
No, it really doesn't. Not in this scenario. But hey, it's a cleric thing.
especially because Graham isn't really evil, or
We need to look at what Bless does.
Nothing
Bless gives
relevant to the situation.
Yeah, nothing relevant to this. But it does give buffs.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I could do ceremony, but that's even worse.
It's an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends. Target can roll a d4 to add the number. Okay, so yeah, you get an advantage on a saving throw if I throw something at you in the next minute.
It's more of a roleplay.
Graham now wet because holy water was
I'm not
tossed
that
on
much
him.
holy water.
His fur
He
is
is
still
damp.
wet.
It's only
He's-
sprinkled.
I
Jeez.
don't think that worked. Can I go now?
Fine.
Graham leaves to go investigate.
Ristforn, do
the
you let go,
music.
Graham?
Oh, Risforn is still holding Graham.
Oh.
Okay, Graham attempts to escape again.
I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna help let him go. Let him go.
You're not gonna try anything else. We're trying to fix him here.
Oh, but there.
Ristforn, roll reaction roll.
No, he'll just let him go and proceed
Graham.
down the path.
You are allowed to run off.
Also, don't forget that Graham is not in a great mood because his familiar is like literally in a state of perpetual being perpetually terrified, and he's got an empathetic link with it. So.
And before
Alright.
the holy water was poisoned.
Says you
Or
kind
acid.
of. Oh god, hold on. I need to. I'm bad at this.
I do not have any acid. Ooh, it's mine now.
No, stop. I need to zoom out and so I can like properly get the line.
Do I even have acid on me?
I don't know actually. It's a good question.
I got oil. No,
So
I have a lot of weird
as you
stuff.
start coming to the clearing, you find yourself coming up upon music, as well as a few other interesting sights, to say the least. There. And I'm going to need the music to cut because we have a vocal performance.
There you go. You're set up.
Thank you. So as they start making their way down, they hear the songs of festivity starting to be sung, along with instrumentals, but unfortunately I'm bad at instrumentals because I don't have instruments, so unfortunately you're just going to have to do the acoustics. And by acoustics, I mean vocals. Come to the dance, we step in a circle, dance to the earth and your soul attune. Come with us, sing for the love of the mother, sing with the voice of the rising moon. Come to the dance we do for the old ones, dance into space and time apart. Send up the call to those who will hear it, arise, all you of the pagan heart. Away we'll go to the rhythm of the pounding night. So we flow from darkness into light. We may dream from awakening into trance. So it seems as we all come to the dance. Come to the dance, we step in a circle, dance to the earth and your soul attune. Come with us, sing for the love of the mother, sing with the voice of the rising moon. Come to the dance we do for the old ones, dance into space and time apart. Send up the call to those who will hear it, rise, O you of a pagan heart. And the song would continue much the same, as you guys would notice. Your good friend.
Risforn immediately turns around and walks away. Come on, guys, we got to get out of here.
Likewise, there is going to be Rembrandt. I get his name.
Graham is curious why the hell there's a guard here.
Pretty music.
Yeah, you can hear the commotion, whatnot, going around. In fact, I didn't actually show everything. I don't know why I didn't show everything. Hold on. Hold on! You can see a lot more from that angle.
All right, Rembrandt. Time now. Moriarty needs to sing the song again, and you need to sing backup for him, Mr. Bard.
He's playing the backup. Okay, he's using his harp.
Okay, let's hear that harp playing.
I don't have. Suppose I can get a rubber band and stretch it out. Start plucking.
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a commotion going on. Also, you notice a hippogriff is just kind of there, being ridden by a fox. A black fox.
Oh, what is going on here?
What's the significance of that?
It's a hippogriff, for one thing.
What's a hippogriff?
Yeah.
That thing.
Is it a hippogriffin?
It is, imagine a griffin, but instead of lion features, it has horse features.
Ah.
Oh, I thought like a hippo.
I doubt he's seen one of.
Sorry, what?
Is that a sword down there?
Yes, it is. Okay. There should be a cart there as well. Oh, what the heck? Okay. The cart was invisible for some reason.
Oh, okay. Is that just an enchanted floating sword?
It might be. It's definitely floating.
Is the sword dancing? That's the real question.
It's gently floating around, doing something of the sort.
Doing sword things.
Crag is thoroughly enthralled by the hippogriff.
As Moriarty sees you guys coming in, he's like, "Oh, hello, friends. It's good to see you again."
Hello.
Hello, Moriarty.
How are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing quite well. Oh, by the way, I should actually mention, as you guys are approaching and as you kind of get closer to this main sort of hub of activity, most of which you can only like see partially because of some of the trees and whatnot, you start to feel like a nice little warm sensation, as well as a feeling of sort of like pacifism, so to speak. You don't think you could really attack anyone here if you kind of wanted to. It just doesn't. It doesn't feel right in your soul.
Graham is actually relieved by this a little bit.
Kai waddles in and finds the most inconvenient place to pop.
Kai sits on the hippogriff.
Does Kai like the hippogriff?
Maybe. She waddles over to the hippogriff, lies down, and slowly leans into it.
Feel free to move yourselves to wherever you're going, or wherever your tokens are going to be on the map.
Graham will probably be, like, here.
Risford is just walking the other way.
Zyre will greet the Fey folk in Sylvan.
Sure. Feel free to type in exactly what you're saying, or are you just having a mutual greeting? Zyre?
No, he's basically just saying hi.
Okay.
He's kind of in his element.
So what's up with that song you were singing there, Moriarty?
The creature responds back to Zyre. He looks over to Graham. He's like, "Oh, you guys haven't heard some of the normal carols of the Joulu time?"
what now? I'm from a nomadic tribe. I know nothing of society.
Right. I suppose you all are from another land after all. It is currently the Joulu times, a celebration of the jointing of a kingdom and some of the Fey folk around here. It's a time of peace and enjoyment between some of the more common folk and the Fey folk of the forests. A sort of celebration of peace, so to speak. Often a time where we give gifts to nature and nature gives gifts back to us. It's also a rather nice gathering of some of the more interesting talents of all of Miraleth to gather here. You'll find quite a few interesting faces around here, I'm sure. Speaking of which, with Moriarty, who is not, which is not placed on the map, we actually now come back to you, the viewers. As you, the viewers, have been more or less following Moriarty after he's left the town of Farah, you here are to amidst the crowd, sort of taking part in the celebrations alongside him. And you are now seeing these individuals who are kind of coming and gathering, and you recognize them very well as the individuals who he's been telling stories about for a good while now. And now you, the individual viewer, if you are present, of course, at the time of this Twitch streaming, you are now available to actually interact and ask these players questions, and anything you do in chat can be considered as a action of one of your quote-unquote characters. So at this point, I will be monitoring Twitch chat for anything that anyone wants to do to interact with them, though do recall that there is currently an air of pacifism, so you can't attack them even if you really, really want to.
Squeak.
But you are allowed interactions. Anyways, back to the party. While I watch Twitch chat. Just be active at all times. Graham needs this encouragement. Alright.
Should I just pop in whenever I want, or does the doll need activation?
You can pop in wherever you want. The doll is technically sentient.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just been waiting.
You have been. I don't know why.
You said the doll's only been activated once, so I
Well,
assumed
the
it needed
ability to
activation.
use the bardic inspiration has only been used once.
Yeah.
It has been referenced a few times, though.
It has.
Well then, silly me. Who's got the doll?
that would be
Graham.
Eisen.
Your
I mean,
pack
I-
starts to
Pero
shuffle.
estoy con esto.
Element,
Yes.
what's going on? Gotcha. But anyways, I shall continue to watch the chat in case anyone wants to do anything. Even if this is your first time watching, you're more than welcome to interact with these characters and just speak to them. Ask them questions, maybe. After all, I'm sure you've heard the tales. But otherwise, the party, you're welcome to continue on your normal path until someone actually decides to talk to you.
Well,
Okay, can we get Busel's banned from the chat real quick?
No, I'm a moderator. The hell?
Graham was asking Moriarty what the what the oh yeah, he already answered what the song was about.
I did. It's part of the Joulu times celebration. Think of it as Christmas, but definitely not Christmas because I don't want to get copyright strike.
Santa will come down on you hard.
No,
and
I'm more
destroy your soul.
I'm more concerned of Coca-Cola.
They own Santa. Haven't you seen their commercials?
Oh,
They also
yeah.
own polar bears.
They do. It's scary. Stidier, an individual looks up at you, probably shorter than you, and asks, "You're a tall one, cleric. Which deity do you follow?"
The great and only Bahamut.
The Hubit.
A doll pokes out of the pack. Bahumatara.
Bahamut.
I was gonna chuckle a bit at that.
Bahunamatara.
The god of the
Gr- gr-
dragons.
Graham is going to put the doll, the dusty doll, on his shoulder.
Yeah, I'm tall.
And yet you're still probably like unless you're on his ears and he somehow manages to keep them up, you're still probably shorter than most people.
Testing. Is my mic coming through now?
Yep.
Yes, it's coming through.
Craig looks at the doll, shocked that it's moving again.
He raises his
Graham.
hands and grabs the ears like handlebars. Watch out! I can control him now. I have
Craig
to...
looks shocked and appalled. Bunny, do you need help?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you guys...
the doll is friendly.
Yeah, I'm friendly.
This is a lot of people.
Craig makes a does
Yes,
not
yes, it
trust
is.
face.
The doll will launch itself at Crag. It's very soft. And his wings are cloth and do not help despite intense flapping.
But there's all sorts of carts lined up. There's a bunch of people all about. Some of them seem to be almost practicing various skills and talents of, some of them seem to definitely be performers. Some of them are even dressed up as such. Whereas a few of them just seem to be more exotic traders and stuff of the sort. You even notice that in one of the carts, there's literally just a djinn kind of sitting there casually with his arms crossed on the counter. Which, it's not casual.
Wait, what kind?
Let's see. Ba-ba-da-ba. I think I had his specific whatever.
Because as far this is, my character doesn't know this, but as far as I'm aware, there's only one even slightly amenable djinn.
Slightly what?
A djinn that
Yeah.
basically is an evil genie. Just
Amiable.
yeah.
So there's a lot of
amicable.
traders here.
To be fair, it's technically pronounced genie.
My
it is
mic's
spelled-
going in and out.
But it's technically pronounced DJINNI. It's technically pronounced genie.
I always pronounce it as Digini.
Well, the D is silent in the language it comes from, but it is
there a-
technically. Sorry, say again.
There are a lot of traders here.
Yeah, there's quite a few traders.
Can I see if I can
Traders,
sell a tentacle
performers,
box with a knife?
Sorry, what?
Graham looks. Sorry.
The tentacle box with a knife.
You can try. Oh, also Graham's here. He seems to be casually chatting up a fairy.
Oh.
Pixie. They're technically pixies.
Graham is going to look for anyone selling gemstones and the like.
All right, feel free to move about as you like to see the various carts. Because you still don't see the full everything going on. Whoop. So the fox who is currently riding the hippogriff, by the way, kind of tries to steer the hippogriff away from the bear, even though Kai is like, trying to press up against him. He's like worriedly glancing towards the bear, especially seeing that there's like, just like a straight up kenku tied to the back of it. And he's asking, whose bear is this?
Crag raises his hand. It's mine, she's friendly.
Well, all right, can you keep it away from the hippogriff, please?
It looks too soft. I must become softer.
Crag calls Kai over in Nolish. Kai looks grumpy and waddles over to him.
Thank you, sir.
Where'd the Kenku go?
You put him underneath Kai. Gonna do this to keep it.
I roll perception to see if I notice any like gem retailers while I'm wandering around.
Sure thing. If you're wandering around, you unveil more of the festival. Whoops. There we go. Whoops.
Because he wants to get gems so he can buy shit from Greaves.
Hold on. Just trying to actually reveal things properly. There we go. No whoops this time.
You may polish me and call me Dustaminium.
Dustaminium. Now I gotta change the item name.
You see, because I am Dusty and I am Mini, Dustaminium.
Is that a material?
Crag is inspecting the doll from afar.
It is now! I'm a one-of-a-kind resource in this whole world!
So what was the question? Someone asked me a question.
Does Graham discover wandering around at like the traders and whatnot? Does he find anyone selling like gemstones and stuff?
Let me hold on. Finish doing this real quick. There we go. Let me take a look. Yes, you find all the way down on the far cart. There you have someone selling something. Though you do happen to notice as you're walking past the carts, one of them literally just has an owlbear in it.
Are people talking to the said owlbear?
No, it's caged and it's kind of like casually lounging behind the bars of the sort of caged cart that it has.
Is it the owlbear from the capital, Fortitude?
You're not sure.
I would like to roll to be. I would like to roll to see if I'm sure or not.
Okay, you can roll.
What would that be?
I would assume.
I would assume nature to determine if it's the same owlbear.
I guess.
Graham knows nothing either way.
Yeah, you don't know.
Graham continues on.
Right, so as you come up to this cart, he's really more of a. Sorry, I thought I heard someone talking. He's really more of a jewelry vendor than anything else, but there are, some amulets and whatnot that he has that have some, emeralds and some good stuff in it. And he's he can offer you some, jewelry that has gems in it that you could easily pry out. He does have a few gems. He does have a few gems. He mentions that he keeps around for making jewelry, but he probably wouldn't sell those by themselves unless you're willing to like pay jewelry prices for them.
That's such a waste. Graham is Graham is going to attempt to convince this man to sell this stuff to him for like normal gem prices and not for the price of like an actual worked piece of Oh, Dusty Doll. This is the perfect time for some bardic inspiration.
Begin dancing.
Oh, what is that? A D6 they add to it?
I believe so, yes. You get
So
a
17.
He's well. I need to actually counter roll for him. Do me a favor and roll again.
Okay. My okay. Of course. Thank you, game.
Okay, so you actually succeed.
What?
So he nods his head back and forth a little bit and goes, "All right, I suppose I could sell you some gems, but I still want to make a profit, so I'll give you a 50% discount."
Dusty continues to dance, forgetting his original goal.
Only because that little one there is so cute.
Yes. It's because he's a doll. They're supposed to be cute and adorable.
He
Dolls are always
is
cute.
adorable.
Most dolls I've seen are creepy.
He's got button eyes.
All right. So how many gems does he have?
He's gonna have. Let's see how lucky you are. 18 gems.
All right. And how much does he want for them?
3 gold per.
All right. Time to do some maths.
Given how much he said he was giving you a discount for, obviously it would have been like 6 gems per. Sorry, 6 gold per.
Graham will get them all.
Okay, so that's
54 gold.
okay. Yeah, you should definitely.
All right. Graham will thank the man and what are the other what are in the other like vending carts?
Well, you noticed that one of them seems to be assorted pets and even has a mimic outside of it that is being casually pet by a dog person.
Which okay, I see.
There's the one with the djinn in it. Sorry, genie. That has the floating sword, and there's also a homunculus in there as well, kind of like casually gone about the shelves. And otherwise, you haven't really noticed too many of the other ones. The one to your right seems to be closed at the moment.
Alright. I think Graham would probably head over closer to City Air to check out the genie.
What's everyone else doing? Well, you know.
I'm still trying to sell tentacle box.
Shiny gems, put them in my mouth.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop talking now. You're trying to sell the tentacle box.
Yes.
Okay, as you kind of like casually place it on the counter. The genie.
I have a quick question.
Yeah?
Can Dusty Doll act like a purse?
No.
Whoa.
No. Do not
No.
put the gems in his mouth. Don't. Do not enable him.
No, you see, regular Dusty does this too, just as it's them.
Listen, moving on. I'm gonna check chat again real quick to see if anyone has actually Someone has told Kai to sit and is a good bear. Curious kids watch the bear and one slowly approaches. So, we have some interactions going on with the bear from chat. Craig, what is going to happen as people interact with the bear?
Chili's AFK at the moment. He just forgot to mark himself.
Okay, well, people who are interacting with the bear, you're going to have to hold on for a second until Chili comes back.
During that, Risforn's going to go over to the pet cart.
Okay. Well, as you're going over there, just to continue with Sidier, because Sidier was kind of doing her thing first. As you put the box on the counter, the tentacle that's the wrong cart. It's this one up here to the left. With the mimic next to it.
Can we keep the mimic?
You're gonna have to buy it.
Oh.
Anyhow, as Sidier is places the box on the counter, the tentacle pops out, this time without the knife. It just kind of flips and whittles around, and the genie just kind of slowly raises an eyebrow and looks at Sidier.
It's
What
a
is
tentacle
this?
box.
I see that. What is it?
It's a box with a tentacle in it.
Why is this on my counter?
Do I want to pawn it off?
Wish maker, make me a wish.
He just looks at you very confused. What's so special about it?
It can come out with a knife sometimes. It's magical.
How much?
I don't know. It's quite noisy in my bag.
I'll give you a silver.
Make it 2 gold.
No,
1 gold?
1 silver. That is the worth of this.
The knife is
Thing.
worth more than 1 silver.
Can you get the knife from it?
You can try.
The tentacle pops back out with the knife.
No,
On guard!
I
He
think-
wishes to
I think
battle!
the tentacle should also have to adhere to pacifism. It's a rubber knife.
It knows no bounds.
See, the tentacle doesn't even know that it's being aggressive, though.
Ho ho! A challenge!
Oh no. Dusty's gonna get stabbed.
Hoo hoo! I am cotton and therefore invulnerable!
Graham is going to hold onto Dusty Minimus.
But
So,
if you're welcome to have the knife, you can get the knife.
He just casually looks at it and then takes the sword and then pushes the box back towards you as it's flailing around and stabbing. Give me a quick dexterity check. You're able to dance around the flipping and flopping tentacle with the knife and able to put it back in your bag with relatively little issue.
It's great for training your dexterity. Keeps you on edge.
also makes a great gift if you don't like someone.
Yeah.
It's a great gag gift.
I've
It
made my
just looks
offer.
like dancing to me.
I'm gonna keep it then.
Very well.
So that's
You
why I
wish to
can
buy
bring it up in
anything
the work.
else?
Nah. I'm just gonna bring this up in the worst possible situations. That's the point of the box now.
What you need to do is whenever we're like interrogating someone, you need to shove their hand into the tentacle box hole.
Or to put the tentacle box in her lap.
The hole for the tentacle box is not big enough for you to shove a hand into. More like maybe 2 fingers at most.
Oh, even better.
Alright, Graham will check out what's the genie selling.
Hold on, Risforn was doing something first.
Yes.
Risforn was going up to the cart with the animals and pets for sale. Ristforn,
Yes, I'm there.
you are indeed.
Yes, I'm there. I'm ready to go. But you told me to wait, so I'm waiting. And now,
Well, now you're done waiting because, as the laws of turn-based games and scenarios go, I can only handle one person at a time. And now that I finished with City Air and I have now deemed it your turn, you no longer need to wait.
Weak.
All right, you can continue to wait. Sire, what are you doing?
Zaire will be just dancing to the music, seeming genuinely happy for once.
Wow, I thought Zaire was always genuinely happy, but I guess not.
Zaire's an asshole.
Oh, okay. Well, your long mustache seems to softly, just give you warmth. In case you don't recall, you have a long mustache. Anywho, back to Ristforn.
What's for sale?
But you'd have to speak with the vendor, who actually seems to be outside of the cart and seems to be tending to both the mimic and the dog at this time. Both of which seem to be kind of playing together, more or less. Mimic more or less bouncing around and softly chomping. The mimic seems to have not sharp teeth. It seems to either have its teeth filed down or something of the sort. Its teeth seem very much less threatening than normal mimics do. And it honestly seems like just a delightful thing. Something you will probably never see out of a mimic again.
Unless I buy this mimic.
I want the mimic.
Hello! How much for this well-behaved mimic?
Oh, hello there, sir. You looking to buy the mimic?
Why not?
You don't want a dog or a cat or a fish or something?
A mimic.
Those seem like too much work.
Do it.
Do you know how much work a mimic is?
Worth it.
That is not what I asked. How much is it?
He just moves a hand to softly, sort of rub his chin gently. He didn't actually seem prepared to sell the mimic.
I mean, if you don't have many offers on him, then I guess I can just offer you some money and I'll take him on my way.
I suppose. What's your offer? I've been told that these are exceedingly rare creatures, at least to see.
Well, they may be
Civil-like.
exceedingly rare, but you also aren't selling this one, are you?
No,
I'll give you 80
wasn't.
silver.
Well, I got 40. I've got 50 gold pieces here for him.
I got 80 silver.
Give me 1 second here.
What's going on? I just got back.
Ristforn's
80
trying to
silver
buy
sounds
a mimic.
And kids are trying to play with Kai.
Kai is tolerant but annoyed.
So far, I think they were just gently approaching, and one was telling her to sit. It sounds like they're being, curious but cautious around.
Kai's generally pretty passive. She's too lazy to cause trouble.
She's too lazy to eat the kids.
Yeah.
I'll eat you later. I'm just checking up a little bit of information about Mimic real quick to...
Kai is a mix of lazy and well-trained.
She's trained to be lazy. There you go.
It's not like she's ever had to hunt. He rescued her as a baby.
I'd call that trained to be lazy.
He looks kind of, curiously to Ristforn, as Ristforn states that he wants to buy it. He's like, what do you want to buy it for?
Well, you sell pets, don't you?
Yes, but most people don't really look at a mimic and think of them as a pet.
Well,
So
I'm
what do you
not
have it
most
for?
people.
I mean, I have it as a pet. It's my pet.
Oh, it's your pet.
Yes.
So you're saying it's not for sale?
No. I mean, not unless you can make a really good offer. I suppose I could sell him. Could go back to, where I found him and see if I could maybe raise up another one.
Do you want this
Crag
tentacle
frown.
box as a pet instead?
Sorry, what?
Do you want this tentacle box instead?
I will trade
Pet that
you my
requires no
tentacle
maintenance.
box for your
It
mixed
challenges you to dance.
Okay, everyone's talking at once. What?
It's a tentacle box. It requires no maintenance and it's alive.
He just looks at the box. City, are you holding the box?
Yes. Very cautiously, I'm holding the box.
I'm gonna need another dexterity check. You feel like the box just like gently, subtly shake, and for like in that instance, the tentacle is gonna come out with the knife, and you're able to like quickly toss up the box as the tentacle comes out, flails about for a bit, and then it lands back in your hands right as the tentacle goes straight back in.
See?
He just gives a look of concern. Did that have a knife?
Nope.
Just
I'm pretty sure the thing had a knife.
Sorry, that's
it-
mine.
It's a self-defense mechanism.
Why would you give it a knife?
Because it's fun.
So it can defend itself.
You keep this as a pet?
You keep a mimic as a pet?
Well, yes, because a mimic is a loving companion.
This thing's a loving companion.
How do you know?
It hasn't killed anyone yet.
That isn't the merit on which you should base your relationships with a pet.
You realize that this mimic has a multitude of teeth on it, right? Whereas this little tentacle in a box has just a knife. It's just got a knife.
Yeah.
Yes, but I've had the teeth properly dealt with, and it's a trained mimic.
Is it a trained box? It can use a knife.
Kai waddles up behind the pet cart and sniffs about.
I want this mimic. So how much are you wanting for it?
We'll throw in the box to the offer.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if someone would buy the box, honestly.
You'd be surprised how hard it is to sell.
Turn it into me.
Fuse the dusty doll with the box.
He looks at the
One of
mimic.
us. One of us.
He looks at the mimic and softly pats his
I
head.
think if they fuse, it'd just be Dusty. Just would like the Dusty doll would just randomly attack like an enemy within my melee range with a knife.
Oh God!
Gold
Suddenly
King,
knife. Like
Yeah.
a tonberry now.
you were not at all expecting us to want to buy this mimic, were you?
I was, but like, for one thing, it is this guy's pet, so he's,
But I'm offering a
shut
tentacle box.
For another thing, they're all of you guys speaking over each other, and it's hard for me to react to things when you all keep talking. So just give me a moment so I can properly act for the actor. Okay? Who just left? Who is the coward? Oh, it was Sidier.
What?
What?
What'd I do?
You did things.
I didn't do anything.
Anywho, He looks, kind of solemnly at the creature and just kind of like gently pets the top of its, sort of wooden head. Though technically it's the creature's skin, of course. And he thinks about it fairly solemnly for a bit. There we go. It's not terrible. He says, I'll do it for 100 gold.
I have 80 silver.
All right, I got 50 gold here. I also have some magic scrolls I could offer in addition to the gold.
And a box.
I'll give you 50 silver for the box. I would be lucky if I got a gold for that. But as far as scrolls, I'm not really a spellcaster.
Would you
All
take
right,
a
I'll be
bet? Would you
back.
take a?
Risforn's gonna wander off looking for somewhere to sell these scrolls.
Can I,
Wait.
Risvarn, can I give you my chainmail to sell too?
Sure.
I have a full set of chainmail.
I shall
Okay.
dance for copper coins. I shall dance for...
Stay on the Yuletide myth.
Should I roll performance for the Dusty Doll?
Zaire will give Risforn the gold.
Too many people.
Wait,
talking.
what?
Zaire will give Risforn 50 gold and just say, I want to see where this will go.
Okay, but I own it.
Yeah.
It's
Fair enough.
mine. Okay. Well, then here's your gold.
He gives a somewhat surprised look, but shrugs softly and gives a soft nod and a sigh, and he says, just kind of like leans down and like whispers something to the mimic, giving a soft pat, and the mimic very happily licks at him. And then he kind of like takes out this sort of like, it's not quite a leash. He kind of like moves and it latches to something in the back of the mimic. And then he hands you this, well, basically a leash. He gives you a nod and says, okay, he's yours.
Gold King,
We
why are
have
you
an
trying to
amazing
make
pet.
us feel bad for this?
It's an amazing
Crag-
pet.
Because
gives the seller a sympathetic
it's his
look.
companion. This is this man's companion.
You can get
Sure, he's
another
got the rest of his pets they sung, but this is his companion.
Yeah, but he could have said that he
the
doesn't-
Cat that interrupts you. You just bought that from him.
But you are the one that put it out there. He didn't say it wasn't for sale.
He didn't. It was for sale.
Okay. So stop making us feel bad. What the hell kind of merchant gets upset when he sells his merchandise?
The kind that really doesn't want to sell it, but at the end of the day needs the money.
That's 100 gold. That's quite a bit of money.
Crag gives the seller a sympathetic look.
I'll throw in a tentacle box for free.
He kind of gives a sigh and takes the box, casually looking it over.
So you immediately turn your back and start walking away from the box.
The tentacle pops out. The tentacle pops out of the box, luckily without the knife, and he kind of like gently pokes at it. The tentacle just slightly slaps his hand. He's like, he seems to study it curiously and then take it back into his cart, calling for the dog to follow him.
Oh, that's two. That's finally out of my inventory. You
I
took
is
the chainmail,
curious.
right, Mistborn?
What?
You took the chainmail?
Sure. I'll go sell it. I'm still gonna find somebody to sell stuff to.
Okay. Well, you've got the jeweler at the far end. You've got the other cart that is currently closed up, but definitely looks like they might open at some point for selling something. You've got the cart over by the river, which no one has investigated, and you've got the cart Greaves is in, as well as the cart that the genie is in.
Which
Hey,
one looks
where is
like
the
it'll sell?
professor?
It'll buy stuff.
I mean, all of them will probably buy something.
Okay, he'll go to the genie and ask how much he wants for this chainmail.
The genie kind of like, as you move up, the genie kind of casually looks down to you, has his arms crossed all in that, big old pompous way that genies tend to do so. He just kind of like casually looks down at you and, what would you like to buy?
I'm actually looking to sell.
Oh. What sort of rarities do you have for me today?
Well, I've got this fancy chainmail. Wielded, it was utilized by a priest of Bahamut. Likely blessed by the priesthood. I've also got this scroll of protection from good and evil that you might have an interest in.
He gives a slightly, risen brow at that, and would inspect the chainmail. The chainmail doesn't have anything special about it, like magically wise, does it?
It was worn by a cleric for quite a while.
So,
No
not
actual
really.
magic.
Yeah.
Nah.
He gives a soft hum at it as he seems to consider the armor itself. Did it have any special marks, or did you ever put an emblem on it or anything like that?
Probably an emblem, yeah.
Okay. Gonna see how he.
There's
Give me
emblems on his shoulders.
Risform, give me a persuasion check to try and sell that armor off. He gives a soft. He gives a soft nod and thinks about it and goes, "Okay." Now, was this cleric of any importance by chance?
I mean, at one point she was selected by her deity to become an avatar of him.
He blinks for a second and then slowly.
I mean, it's not wrong.
I mean, you don't know that.
Nope.
He slowly leans forward with curiosity, and he's like, "Was that the one that took out the darkness of the sun?"
Oh, yeah. She kind of flew off for a few weeks. And then came back, and we were really hurting without her, but, we made do.
He gives a soft nod of surprise. Let me take a look at what. This is just normal chainmail, right?
Other than my emblems, yeah, pretty much.
And, the fact that it was owned and worn by such an important member of the Church of Bahamut.
Of course.
The one poking at the mimic.
So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. I'm doing some quick math real quick. Because I'm using a multiplier here. You guys get a multiplier, imagine that. I'll give you 300 gold for it.
Oh, come now. This is a very rare item. In fact, it's unique. The simple fact that it was worn by Cydia herself a chosen avatar of Bahamut. That is a collector's item. And you should, I'm sure you understand the value of collector's items.
You're gonna need to roll persuasion check if you want to push your luck here.
Come on,
he has a
dice.
+7.
All right. He, kind of casually starts tapping the fingers along the left forearm of his as he seems to consider your proposal. All right, 400.
You, sir, have a deal. He will set the chainmail up on the counter and hold out his hand for the gold.
He makes a gesture over to the side, and a few platinum pieces float up from beneath the bottom right of the counter and then fly onto the countertop, and he gives you 40 platinum.
That's acceptable. I can work with platinum too.
Hey, okay, where's the prisoner? Isn't it supposed to be tied behind Kai?
Yeah, I think he is. No, yeah, okay, he was in the invisible area, so he just kind of went invisible.
There we go.
Tokens have, sense detection, basically, where it's like, am I in the visible zone? No? Okay, well then.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, so you get 400 for that, and for the scrolls, he gives them a look over. Let me check what scrolls you have in your room.
I'm only seeking to sell the scroll of protection from evil and good.
Gotcha. And he offers you 20 gold for that.
I don't know. This has got to be worth a bit more than that.
He gives a nod. It is. I still need to make a profit. I'll do 22.
22 what?
Gold.
Oh.
All right, you got yourself a deal there too.
He gives a thankful nod as he passes you another 22 gold.
Pleasure doing business with you, sir. And he's gonna walk off with his prizes. He is going to seek out City Air and offer her 20 of the platinum pieces.
She'll happily take them.
It's only fair since she did actually own it before, but it was his expert negotiations that got the extra money.
How much more can we strip down City Air to sell here?
Hold on, this sounds slightly illegal. Hold on.
I got a mace and I got a shield. What do you get for them?
I mean, being owned by the avatar of a god adds... I think we need to first off get some certificates of authenticity made.
Probably.
I mean, the shield has clearly been imbued at one point or another.
Especially since it was cursed.
The shield was cursed.
Same thing.
Not the
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure that was because it was containing the evil of the Black Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly why. Yeah.
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 Probably still some fragments of it left in it.
Maybe. I don't know. I think
Flickers black once in a while.
something purified it, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, that's right. When you finished the Manor of Estebar, that actually removed all curses on your party, so it's actually gone.
Ah. Well, we need to go get a curse again.
I'm not gonna say why, but it's probably for the best. That you probably got that moved.
I'm assuming something horrible was going to happen to us if it didn't get purified.
Oh yeah, something definitely was. Probably. I mean, that's how curses work, ain't it?
Not necessarily. It could just be something annoying to the user, like they can't take the armor off, like they can never remove the shield from themselves.
When did City take it off to begin with?
Good point.
So I'm just revealing more of the map because I'm getting OCD. Anywho. Zaire and Eisen, are you going down to that sort of side cart?
Yep.
Yeah.
As you kind of get up to the cart, you notice that it on the sort of head frame of the window, it actually says agent. And another fox, much like the one that's wearing the hippogriff, another sort of black fox, kind of like begrudgingly comes to the window with a sigh and like leans out the side window of it and goes, "What do you two want?"
What do you do?
He casually points over in the direction of, the hippogriff and, just sort of towards the north there. And he's like, "You see those performers?
Oh.
I'm the one that made them something special."
Can he make Crag something special?
I don't know. Someone's gonna have to ask about that.
Is the Dusty Doll still dancing?
I don't recall ever saying he stopped. He stopped paying attention and hoped someone would throw, I don't know, copper coins at him.
I rolled a performance for like using my modifier to see how the Dusty Doll did, and I rolled a 20.
He's doing great.
Yeah, I don't think you ever specified that was for the Dusty Doll.
Yes, I did.
But what the heck? Okay.
That was someone else's phone.
Apparently. Anywho, 7. Then in that case, he only rolled a 17 instead of a 20 because we can't use your modifier. But it's still dancing up a storm. Seemed to just have a good old time, especially with all the music that's going around in the background.
He's doing great.
So what, do you kids have any special talent? He says, kind of leaning forward, placing his elbows on the board of the window and moving his hands into fists to softly rest his chin upon them. Glancing at if you do,
he's the best ventriloquist in the world.
Well?
No, not that I can think of. At least nothing that is entertaining.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, you're different, Dusty Minimus.
Yeah!
You'd be surprised how many people are entertained by fighting. You should see the arenas. Heck, you should see the island.
The what now?
The island!
So you're saying, put me in an arena.
I'm not putting you in an arena, little thing.
I mean, I don't. Hang on, I need to check map to see if I can know where the fuck this guy is talking about.
Are you like taking out your map to check it like visibly?
Yes.
He gives you a sort of confused look as you pull out your map. Oh, you're not aware of it then?
No.
You're not from around here.
Right, so... Oh, you're not from around here. Are you one of those new folks from across the sea?
Yes.
He doesn't seem particularly pleased by that, but rolls his eyes. Well, there's this island that pops up somewhere around the coast every couple years or so. Well, no, that's a lie. It's actually basically once a year. And if you can find it, once there's enough people that find this island and go to it, then there commences this great battle. It's a fight, a massive fight to the death. Some of the greatest heroes of this land. And the last one that ends up standing there gets to rule over it as a king.
Oh, it's King of the Hill.
Something of the sort, yeah.
You know, I'm seeing darkness all across this land, and you're saying heroes go to this island and kill each other instead of resolving the darkness issue.
Oh, well. See, after they're done killing each other, there's something special about the land. Everyone who dies becomes subjugated to the one who didn't die.
What? But they're
Wow, I'm not.
dead.
That sounds evil.
They do die, but they don't. It's strange. Not many people honestly understand the island, and many people who try to study it honestly just end up putting themselves back, as they would end up in the battle themselves.
That sounds horrific.
I mean, it is until, you're in the year after. Some people say it's not a year, some people say it's decades, but never seems to stick around for more than a year.
Do the people get freed when the island disappears?
Oh yes, of course. I've met many fellows who claim to have been on the island. One of which even said he ruled it. But I doubt that. He was an old man. Said he was ruling it yesterday. Probably a crazy sort.
Possibly.
Crazy sort, huh? Maybe Graham will get along with him.
Hey.
One of the nearby pixies just giggles at that.
Graham doesn't actually say anything. He just kind of gives a disapproving glare.
I don't know.
Dusty will stop dancing and climb Graham. You what, mate?
You what, mate? Anywho. But you now know about this strange and mysterious island.
Graham is going to nod and thank the person for their time and head over to see Greaves.
As you're walking away, he kind of like leans out the window and says, "Let me know if you know anyone special." Kind of leans back in, softly mumbling to himself something or another. As you approach Greaves.
Yes.
As you approach Greaves, he gives, "Oh, that's good to see you.
Yes, hello.
Happy Jewel times."
Indeed. So, I guess I should ask out of curiosity, what kind of things do people usually like? I heard something about offering gifts to nature and whatnot.
Oh yes. Once the sun begins to set, there's normally a massive feast that starts to be prepared, as well as various entertainers and whatnot. I've seen even Moriarty is here. Of course, I don't think he's ever missed one.
I was just wondering what kind of things people typically offer nature as gifts.
All sorts of things. They seem to be strangely Charmed, though, by things that are not usually found in nature. Which is, not what you would expect. You would think they would want some sort of natural offering. But it seems as though replanting the trees that are often cleared here seems to be enough.
Give them pants.
Well, anyways, I wanted to get some things from you
Oh,
and see what you
all right.
have.
Let's see what we have for this special occasion. He starts to open up the cart, and I need to open his document again. Figure out where I put it.
How many pages is his Excel file?
It's not as many as you'd think. Oh, here it is. Let's see. That has been sold. So
What about
he's
his back room of just infinite crap?
What
I
about it?
demand every item be cataloged.
Well, that hasn't seemed to have. That doesn't seem to be, in his good nature, so to speak. Let's see here. So let's see. He still has his fish dust. He still has 3 bottles of what is known as the essence of duck. He's got 5. No, he does not have 5. He has a single bag of beans still. He has a gourd.
The a gourd?
Yeah, just a gourd.
Greaves doesn't sell just anything.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
But does he sell pants? We
I'm
need
sure-
them for reasons now.
He probably has some enchanted pants, like in the back somewhere.
I would like to know what the hell the gourd does, just because I'm like, what the fuck is the gourd doing here?
Right. Well, it's very simple. You take this gourd, you eat it, then you can go somewhere.
That's not very specific.
Well,
you
it's
get to
not a
go
very specific
anywhere?
gourd.
Do you go somewhere specific? Do you just go somewhere random?
He just smiles at you.
I don't think I want to pay for something I don't know what's gonna do.
Well, to be fair, you don't know what most of these things are going to do.
I mean, I can ask. I mean, you know what they do.
That is true. I do know what some of these things do. And I could probably tell you what all of them did. But that would be no fun.
Anyways, I was more looking for a stone thing that you picked up a while ago.
Oh, yes, this. He takes it, he just instantly you don't think he was already holding it, but his hand flips up as though he was already holding it. And he places it down on the counter. 20 gems.
20?
20 gems. Yes, this is a very big and very magical stone.
I mean, you kind of broke a teleporter when you picked it up.
To be fair, it was given to me by a farmer.
I'm going to hit that farmer.
But I did give him some magic seeds, which gave him an amazing crop.
I don't have enough for it.
He slowly pushes the gourd forward. Case in point.
What do you want for the gourd?
Oh, that's 25.
No, thank you. I don't have that much.
Right, let me see what else I have. He says he goes over to his counter. It just occurred to me that I haven't been properly updating this, but there are some things I have to add to he pulls down a mask, and you instantly recognize this mask. In fact, you probably don't want to recognize the mask. It is, in fact, either a duplicate or the mask of the thief that you were fighting just yesterday.
Graham's eye is going to twitch a little bit. and he gets a little bit of the shakes.
And we have one of these, though. Given that you said you don't have 20 gems, I doubt you can afford this one.
I mean, I have 18.
Right. He slowly puts it back. Not enough.
I would like what does the mask? So the mask is magic. Clearly, I would like to identify said magic.
Okay.
I know nothing. Thank you, Rolls.
You realize that's above average, right?
It is above average.
But I'm guessing this thing probably has like it's probably not like something. Wait, actually, it should be easier for me to identify because I got the detect magic eyes.
Dusty begins dancing. He's not sure why, but it seems like the right time. Precariously balanced between your ears.
Let me take a look at it. Give me 1 second here. Here we are. Let's see. So basically, you this item is sort of enchanted with a spell, and you can tell that it is from the school of necromancy. It seems to definitely be very high level, though the spell seems to be very simple in your eyes. Oh, that's right. You just got a bonus 4. You can identify the spell as something akin to cause fear. It's not exactly cause fear. It seems to be functioning a little bit differently. Possibly due to the fact that there are somewhat different spells here in Miraleth, as you've slowly been learning. But it does seem very much similar to Cause Fear if it was cast at a somewhat high level. And this, of course, is sort of enchanted onto an item, whereas Cause Fear is normally a concentration spell. This item seems to just kind of emit it. Though it doesn't seem to be doing that now. It seems to need to be warned to do that.
So does it cast cause fear on a person or the person you're looking at?
This is a good question. I know the answer, but the roll cannot tell you that.
Graham is gonna just okay, I guess I'll see you later, Greaves.
I do have some other things if you're interested. Something you could probably afford, actually.
Okay, I'll look at what you got.
He pulls out a singular bone finger. I can sell this to you for because of the holiday season. I could sell this one to you for 18 gems.
What is it?
It opens a door.
There's a door.
I know I'm going to regret asking this because I'm going to get some vague answer, but is it a specific door or is it just just a single door like that I choose?
One of those is correct.
And that's what I was afraid of.
The skeleton key.
I also have some various candies here, which was from last holiday, but 1 gem each for those. He says as he takes a bunch of what look like saltwater taffies and puts them on the counter. Likewise, I do have this voucher here that some fellow in Furry gave me. He says as he places it on the counter, and it says free 1 homunculus.
Oh.
Of course, I'm selling this one. It's free if you find the fellow to turn it into. Oh, I also found these. He takes a pair of boots. He places them on the counter as well, next to everything else, and the boots themselves seem to sort of be just kind of foggy, like as though there's fog around them.
Brother, no!
I want those for Crag, but Crag's not close enough to notice.
I think I'll just save up for something better. I don't think Risforn mentioned that Greaves had the other books. So Graham's just gonna be like, okay, I think I'm just gonna
Mentioned how what works?
No, that Greaves had the other books that Risforn was looking for. Risforn never mentioned that.
Oh, Risforn will go. He'll be over there in a bit. Right now, he is cautiously skirting around Moriarty, trying to stay out of his line of sight, and going up to Rembrandt. Psst. Psst.
Moriarty casually
Yes.
raves at Risforn, but continues his normal music.
Are you being held hostage by him?
No, we're great friends.
But
You should really give his music some chance. It's a chance sometime.
why?
Because it's lovely. Don't you hear it?
No.
He's gonna shake his head and keep playing.
No, we should. You should get away. Come with us.
Hold on 1 second. I need to check something. Risform, can you give me a stealth check real quick?
Oh no.
You're now Moriarty's best friend.
Hold on. Pose roll.
Perception.
Yep. He seems just to be contently swing his head back and forth to the music, his ear occasionally flickering in your direction. Oh, hello there, Kai.
Kai sniffs the fox.
He holds out a hand to her to sniff.
She seems content with that and lies down and goes to sleep in an inconvenient way for the prisoner on her back.
she sleeps on her back.
She sleeps slightly to her side, so he's like hanging precariously.
The Kenku like
Ah.
shuffles around and like his head kind of like casually tilts up and looks towards Moriarty. Hey, you Bard, help! Moriarty just chuckles and keeps playing.
Can Rembrandt make a perception check to see if he has made any efforts to escape?
You may.
Hey, you coming with us?
He has made many. I was just looking for you to not roll a 1.
Does it look like he's getting close, or like
No.
should I warn the party that they need to rebind his tidings, or
No, he's definitely been struggling and like shifting around. Kai, of course, doesn't care, but he's been tied up in such a way that he's not going to be able to properly escape.
On top of that, enemy
If
has
he
just been
manages
upsetting.
to, Kai will probably roll over onto him.
No,
He has a new pet now, and she's happy.
I was just being observing the for this entire time. So if like enemy has been serving the prisoner this entire time. So if he actually succeeded in escaping, he'd be.
I think you were kind of breaking up, Element.
He'd know. He's been doing.
I get the gist of what he's saying. The Element has got ego eyes.
Rembrandt's gonna shake his head at Riskborn as he continues to accompany Moriarty in his song.
You don't want to come with us?
They could use some culture.
Shush, Moriarty. I'm trying to rescue him from you. And your vile temptations and divinations.
Why do you say that like that's
again.
a bad thing?
Kai paused gently at Riskborn.
Riskborn will pet Kai.
Kai is pleased.
While still trying to convince Rembrandt to come with us.
Rembrandt is gonna shake his head and say, "Somebody has to stay with Moriarty."
There's too many soft people. My cotton body is under threat.
Moriarty like casually leans forward so that he gets a good view of Riskborn. You know, I could always be of great assistance.
Kai growls at Moriarty.
You know what, Moriarty? You give me the rest of the books in the encyclopedia series I'm collecting, and then maybe. Who am I kidding? If you do that, definitely.
He gives a soft hum and a nod to himself. He starts to get up and walk over to Greaves.
I am okay with this result.
So that's what negotiating looks like.
Graham looks
I've
very
never seen it
confused,
before.
especially after struggling with the decision to pawn the crown off to Greaves to get good shit.
No, Greaves has random shit. He doesn't have good shit.
Yeah, he has good shit. He's got some really good shit.
The tentacle box?
Yeah, like the tentacle box.
Your definition of good and my definition of good are two different things.
Let's just say that Greaves wants to get rid of the bad shit before he starts getting rid of the good shit.
Makes sense.
Greaves is like a Minecraft villager. You gotta purchase from him for him to level up. But he does have good stuff back there.
How many gems did he have at this point?
probably more than like enough for it to like not matter. Other people buy his stuff too. It's not just you guys.
Really?
Yeah. There's some magical items around, you know, the world that have been quote unquote sold by Greaves. So I should mention, you may want to be careful just in case you might find one of these items being used against you.
Oh my.
I'm afraid of tentacle box now.
Well, you sold that to the pet owner store fellow, so you don't need to worry about that one anymore, unless for some odd reason you get
The
the
DM says not to worry, we all worry.
Don't get the ire, the pet store owner fellow.
I mean, I just bought his companion from him, so I think there might be there.
He definitely won't try to murder you with a tentacle box.
Little do we know, there was a giant red button on the side of it that if we press it, Cthulhu comes out.
Cthulhu with one tentacle holding a knife.
Not now! Go to bed! Go to bed!
Kai is attempting to socialize with the mimic.
That's going to be an interesting interaction. Riskforn, roll animal handling.
I'm actually proficient in that.
Excellent. You seem to actually take to the mimic very well, all things considered.
He is occasionally reaching down to pat the mimic softly as he's going about his business and trying to rescue Rembrandt.
It seems to have a fairly decent understanding of more or less what's going on here, and likewise you're able to keep a good hold of it. You're able to keep very good control of it, and you're able to make sure that nothing particularly bad happens that might end up with someone dying.
That would be a very poorly trained mimic if it not being held by the leash caused it to rampage.
Some stuff going on in the background.
Kai will flop near the mimic and place her chin on it. The mimic is a pillow now.
The mimic kind of gives a sort of muffled growl and shuffles beneath Kai, as doing so kind of like forces its mouth shut.
I mean, a mimic can take any form that it wants.
It can, but it seems to, kind of more or less be in this chest form.
But then how is it moving as a chest?
It seems attached to the chest form.
Basically. Oh, sorry, what?
How is it moving if it's just a chest?
It bounces.
It has little tiny legs.
Magical box. Magical box. What's in the box? Oh gosh, it's teeth.
Just imagine like the thing sort of like kind of gently flexes to like lean forward a bit, and then like shifts its chin up really quickly, and then lands, and then does the same thing. Just imagine if you were a giant head. You just used your chin to bounce yourself forward.
That sounds so bizarre.
I disagree. I think it skitters.
This is a mimic. The mimic bounces. I am the DM. This is my rule because I find that to be funniest.
But consider the skitter.
Now I'm just imagining it being like an isopod where just skittering along, like just basically just hovering but with legs.
Zim, please put the skitter up on screen.
The skitter?
Do what?
Hold on. Did you put an image down for this?
Oh my god!
That is adorable.
Oh my god.
There, it's on stream.
Yes.
Oh my god. They're
You
so
drew it.
short.
I think that's better.
I'm okay with this. I'll allow it.
Oh, I missed having an artist in the group. A while back
Basically a luggage.
we were going to do a Thursday game, and it wound up falling apart, but one of the players in it was an artist and would just randomly doodle things that happened. It was fantastic.
Alright, so
I'm gonna animate the skitter now.
We call them Power Stone.
It has little legs that come out from the four corners of it, as it just, casually, skitters around. After a while, it probably would, honestly, you're correct, change forms if Kai just, doesn't get up.
What do you think Kai's gonna do? She's just gonna sit there.
Now I gotta
Kai
find
said
it. One of
flumps
my
down.
favorite one from them.
Resworn, as you look down, you now have a little tankard with, instead of the top rim of the cup, it's just a, bunch of teeth.
Kai sniffs the now changed form.
It skitters over to Resworn's leg.
Risforn will pat it gently.
Moriarty calls out from the cart. Hey, Resworn!
Yeah?
How's 2 out of 3?
Am I only missing 3 of them?
Well, how many... Which ones do you have? I thought you had...
I have 1 through 4.
Oh, you're missing 4 then. Okay, so we're gonna need 1 more then. And they go back to softly talking amongst themselves.
Jeez, these were really far up here.
And to see which ones you have, so I know which ones you need. You've got abjuration, divination, evocation, and illusion.
Kai has decided that she loves the mimic, so there will be a lot of flop.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm putting something on the stream.
Oh no.
What?
I was playing a Tempest Cleric, and if you get attacked or something, then you can shock things. And, well, Anir decided to boop his snoot, and, well, that's what happened.
Counted as an attack?
Yep.
Booping snoots can be...
It was an unwanted attack.
Booping snoots can be filed as assault now?
Uh-oh. I'm in trouble.
You remember that, Anir? If you're still in the
assault.
Chat. Assault with a deadly paw.
Not even, but okay. Take your word for it. So let's see. You still need...
Hey, there were claws hidden in those, in that paw. Thank you very much.
Need, I believe, transmutation, necromancy, conjuration, and enchantment. So he looks back to Resworn and he says, listen, he's not really wanting to part with his enchantment book. And then Reeves just kind of crosses his arms and is like, you're already ruining my collection. Sure, I can get new ones, of course, but it takes time. So that's 3 out of
I
4.
suppose. But you'll have to find the fourth one for me at some point.
Right, long as we're square, so I don't have to keep dealing with you dodging me, like you wouldn't notice.
But the other
Like
one
you thought I
has
would notice.
the enchantment one has to be a collector's edition. Since I'm having to wait for it.
All right, it's gonna take a trip back to Elra, which you're already headed there anyways, aren't you? He said with a smirk.
Yep.
I suppose I could catch a ride then. He says as he gives a nod to Greaves, and Greaves just rolls his eyes and goes to the back of the wagon.
Who is this musical man?
He is Moriarty McCann. He confuses me greatly. He sees the future, doesn't know why, how. And he always shows up wherever we are. Kind of like a stalker, but, you know, less crazy.
I'm not sure what to say about him. I'm going to jump on his tail when I see him next.
I didn't write that down.
That Dusty Doll pounces Moriarty's tail.
And summarily gets lost inside it.
It is very fluffy and luscious.
That would make Graham sad to lose Dusty Minimus.
Anywho, Greaves.
Oh my gosh, there's a demi-plate in here!
Greaves walks up to the counter and he has a few books in hand. And then Moriarty, of course, moves to meet him. He places his finger on the counter and seems to spread his thumb and index finger apart, and between them seems to form some sort of gemstone of sorts as he pushes it forward to Greaves in exchange for the 3 books. These are all collector's editions. You may add to your inventory, Risthorn, the Conjuration, the Necromancy.
Hold on. Which numbers?
Right. Transmutation is going to be 7. Conjuration is going to be 6.
One moment.
And
okay, so which one's 7?
Transmutation.
I'm gonna have to use the numbers. Okay. Or the arrows. Okay. So volume 7 was what?
Transmutation.
And then... what's the next one?
Necromancy.
Which number?
That one is volume 6.
Alright. And Conjuration is 5?
8.
Oh, so enchantment is 5.
Enchantment would be 5, yes.
Okay. Well, I am satisfied with this. You may join our party for now.
But don't worry, it's only until I get to Ara. I know I befuddled your group and seem to irk some of you, he says as he sort of makes this little hand gesture where he's twiddling his fingers next to his head. He gives a soft smile. He seems to do so, of course, entirely in good nature.
Graham will walk up to check out what's going on. Especially because, you know, Risforn is willingly interacting with Moriarty.
Hello there, my traumatized bunny friend.
What now? What do you know?
Everything and nothing.
Look, I got some weird things going on with my familiar. Just in a constant state of terror, and I am not in the mood for your weird ass riddles.
Of course. Where is Snowy right now?
In my backpack.
Would you like me to sing it a smoothing lullaby?
Unless that soothing lullaby nullifies magic, I don't think it will help.
You can't be afraid if it's asleep.
Huh. Would Graham know if that's true or not?
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
For Snowy or...
For you.
Okay.
Actually, just a wisdom check, not a saving throw. I don't know why I said a saving throw. Just a wisdom check.
Are you sure it can't be
Yes.
the saving throw?
No, yeah, no, it would just be a wisdom check. There's literally no reason it would be a saving throw.
Damn.
I'm just dumb.
Oh, wait. Oops, I didn't roll that right.
Zyre Elman has, Elman, Zyre has spoken to you. The term nightmare comes to mind?
Yeah, I don't think that stops nightmares.
That's true, but he's not being given nightmares right now, is he?
Risfarn's coming up and kind of interrupting the conversation. All right, you. I got this book on conjuration. Let's go.
Okay.
He grabs Graham by an ear and starts dragging him off.
Dusty falls to the ground.
Hey, not the ears.
My perch!
Good luck, you two. Rembrandt,
Yes.
we're going to be getting passage from these folks to Elra.
Is that wise?
Sorry, what?
Is that wise?
Well, I don't see many better ways unless you're really fond of taking the beetle, which, personally, I prefer the airships.
Foxtail! And Dusty jumps.
Besides, I have an old friend I need to meet. I also am going to need to do something about my appearance. Honestly, I'm not even entirely certain how the guards here haven't recognized me and tried to take me into custody.
Rembrandt will help you applying a disguise with his disguise kit. So hopefully something in here can help.
There's now a gift in Tales of Miraleth chat.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no!
Oh no. I wish I could see.
I'm putting it up on the stream. Oh my god.
My stream is glitching. Hold on. I need to see it on stream.
There you all go.
That is...
No, 30-second commercial.
Who would do this?
We
Who would do... Oh
That is
my
so cute.
gosh. Well, you have to understand that this mimic has to stay alive forever now.
I imagine running in the 90s just playing along to this.
Oh,
No. I got a better one.
Oh no.
One moment. I'll bring it up.
Oh, no.
I am willing to possibly deal with copyright for this.
Oh, no. Penny Hill.
Wonderful.
What have I made?
I don't know what happened.
This is amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
You have made chaos. You are Chili Felix, destroyer of worlds.
Oh boy.
By the way,
I look in the stream and there's a chest on top of the chest.
Wait, what?
Here's the free 10Z coins on top of the chest.
Oh, I'll take that.
It's giving you gifts.
That made the night. Yay, we've done something of value.
Perfect, because we gotta end soon.
Yeah, no, we do.
When Brennan's gonna bow his head and then just say, wherever you go, Morody, I'm gonna follow.
He gives a light nod and a smile of appreciation. There may be a time where we probably will have to split ways, only for a bit, I assure you. It would be best, though, if you do aid these individuals. I understand the responsibility I carry, but they carry a greater one.
If you wish it, then I will. Just why?
Having that moment
broke on me.
If you wish, then so be it. But I will need your promise that you're gonna be okay.
Well, life is an interesting thing.
Uh-oh.
Piggy Marth.
Stop.
You stopped paying attention to the Dusty Doll after he grabbed Fox's tail. Somehow he's gotten string and tied himself to the tail haphazardly.
You could just take you could just use the hair on the tail.
Yeah, somehow he's turned the bard's tail into a knot and is trapped inside it. I don't know how this happened. I stopped paying attention to myself.
Not the Dusty Doll.
Rembrandt's gonna kneel down and poke at the Dusty Doll and be like, "It seems like you caught something here."
He glances down and is like, "Oh, hello there."
Hello, Captor.
He moves down to boop its nose. He boops
Oh
it again.
no! Ah!
He boops it again.
Squeak!
He
Squeak!
boops it again.
Squeak!
He continuously boops it.
It starts making the rubber duck squeaking sound. It's so sweet.
Adorable. I think Aizen needs you more, he says as he moves to kind of like grasp you and sort of untangle you from his tail.
He got himself stuck, but it's not too hard to get him out.
He then throws you like a football at Aizen.
Bam!
Yeet.
Graham is softly beamed in the head by Dusty Doll.
He squeaks and bounces off.
Graham will pick up the Dusty Minimus and be like, "Oh, there you are."
I had an adventure.
Keep track of him now. He goes over.
I like how we're having this aside when Sidio is
And just casually walks back over to the rest of the party. Ah, you got the mimic. Right then.
What? Sorry, I was
You-
sharing the
Yeah.
mimic.
The mimic, this little adorable thing right here with the massive tongue.
Yes.
Why is it a cup?
Kai roars.
It's that one's fault.
It's for tea. It's for tea.
Now, he does need a name.
I believe the last owner called him Chompy, but that was the last owner.
No, too mundane. We need something more exotic.
Call him Aram.
No, I know exactly what we'll call him. Mimic, you are now Moriarty.
Well, I'm flattered to be say nonetheless.
Come along, Moriarty. We must be
This
off.
name cannot be used as it is already in use. Please choose another name.
Wow. I didn't know he was such a big fan of you, Mr. Fox, man.
I think he just enjoys the idea of me being his pet.
That's indecent.
You know, my brain may be slightly scrambled right now, maybe a little bit more than usual, but that seems even more disturbing somehow.
Agreed. Anywho, it's not like I don't have creepy fan letters already. Let's proceed. Are you all going to be staying around for the giant meal and festival? Because I know I will.
I mean, I would like to.
I'd like to.
Ooh, I like Simon's suggestion. Mimiarty. Yes, he is now Mimiarty.
Oh my gosh. I have a brother now.
I'm sorry,
Tiny
I just
plush Moriarty mimic.
I can't say that without smiling. Mimiarty. It painfully forces a smile on my face. Mimiarty.
Well,
right, so is there anything anyone else is going to be doing, interacting with, or anything else with all these folks? I should mention...
I'm ready for food. Can we have food now? Will you give us food? Moriarty, will you give us food? Moriarty! Food!
I had no idea you were.
Food.
Listen, everyone else is going to be bringing in food once they start letting people across the bridge.
Mimiarty, make him give us food.
Wait, why aren't they letting people across the bridge?
Oh, it's not quite dawn yet, but the sun does seem to be setting soon.
Okay.
Usually most people aren't allowed to cross until dawn, but well, it's kind of hard for them to block off a bridge versus the other side of the road. Listen, the guards here are lazy. Don't ask me. The guard nearby casually glances at him, glares, then looks back down the road. So, we just need to wait a little bit until they start bringing out the tables, and then the dryads over there, he points into the forest past where you can see, they'll be coming out and they'll be presenting their sort of nature's bounty, and we'll be providing all of our cooked goods and whatnot, and exchanging of gifts then. You all brought gifts, right?
Yes, I brought a GIF. Here's... Hold on.
Crag looks shocked and looks through his pouch.
There's your GIF.
Wait, what?
He said a GIF.
That
Click
just
the
says
dragon
link.
head. Click the dragon head.
Oh. Good
I
old
brought a
Zim.
GIF.
Classic Zim. You need to bring a present. An offering. At least if you want to participate in the meal. Any trinket, modern piece should be fine.
I can give a lock.
They might actually be intrigued.
I have a bar of soap.
You may need to tell them what the soap is used for, but
Ooh!
they might enjoy the smell.
I got a shiny shell. From the undead sea thing village. It's shiny.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not entirely certain how they'd take a shell. They might like it, they might not. Again, normally the sort of things we bring that amuse them are actually fairly modern items that have been crafted or made that you can't really find in nature. They seem to really enjoy
has the
just having those.
perfect thing.
Would a lock work? Because that's... I got thieves' tools, too.
Yes, it would. Very much, actually. That would probably be intriguing to them.
How about this self-lighting Hydra candelabra? I think they would really like that.
I mean, that sounds like a magical item. That's probably worth a good bit of money, but they would probably enjoy it very much, yes. They might even give you a gift for that one.
I'm gonna give him a lock and a set of thieves' tools.
All right. So, Craig has his gift prepared. Graham has a gift. Sidier, Risforn, Zyre, Rembrandt, and Elliman. Do you have gifts?
Rembrandt's gonna give him a drum.
I'll give him a stick of incense.
Zyre will give them the joke ring.
I think the only thing that Risforn has is his crossbow.
Really? I could have sworn you had a lot more.
I mean, I've got other things, but most of it's necessary. I got a scroll of summon chickens.
Chickens! I'm in danger! They'll
Yeah,
crack
I'll
until
give
I'm
them
nothing.
That work?
Suppose so. I mean, it's paper, so they'll be intrigued by it. I doubt they'll be able to use it, but they'll be intrigued by the writing, probably. Someone might teach them how to read it. And they might be delighted to see that it makes chickens. Yes, that might
I've
work.
deleted the lock and thieves' tools from my inventory.
All right, excellent. Graham, you have the candelabra thing.
I can remove that.
Go ahead and do that.
I removed the joke ring.
It's actually a good thing you got rid of the joke ring, but because of how your character interacts, you like literally never matters. Okay, candelabra's gone. Check city, or you were giving them what?
A stick of incense.
Incense. Did you have incense on you?
Yeah, I got 5 sticks of it.
Okay. You now have 4, which you've already done. That's good.
Yep.
Zyre, you got rid of the joke ring, which you never really figured out what it did. You also have 4 extra lines on your inventory for some reason. I'll go ahead and remove those. And Rembrandt, you gave them what?
A drum.
You can always get another one, of course.
Hmm.
And Elliman. Elliman, what did you give them? Elliman?
Oh, he's not in the call anymore.
Oh. When did this happen?
Elliman passed out.
Did he?
Good night, Paladin. I don't know. I'm saying the character did.
All right. Okay. Well, as you all give your gifts and whatnot, the various dryads start to come out of the woods, and a big old feast starts to get prepared as people start coming out and, gathering about. They let people cross the bridge so that they can actually start going about the trades and whatnot, the merchants and what have you. And things just, it's a very nice and warm gathering, that feeling of warmth and, everything that seems to be going on that's, causing this weird field of pacifism. It just wells up within each and every one of you. It's a warm feeling. It's a great feeling. And they start preparing a nice large table where food is brought out. We've got the various things that are, cooked and baked and made, such as the various ways you can prepare things like stuffing, chickens, turkeys, almost anything you can imagine. Everyone seems to be bringing something like a giant potluck. And many of the dryads seem to be bringing fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, some of which are simply divine just to look at. You wouldn't think that a normal farmer could grow vegetables and fruits such as this. And, even if you aren't one particularly keen on eating your vegetables, it definitely looks good, even from, the perspective of carnivore. And there's a nice little ceremony as everybody sits down and begins to eat, and everyone at the table starts passing gifts back and forth. And Graham, when you hand your gift off, they seem confused at first, but then you show them the trigger word to make the candles light up. And they seem very much surprised by that and very much amused by it. And so they say the word a few times to get to flicker on and off and on and off. Eventually, they speak amongst themselves and they bring you back. Oh, there goes Elman. They bring you back a sort of wreath, and they place it on the table in front of you.
Oh.
And they smile and they give you a little bow.
Graham will bow back and take the wreath.
All right. As you do you put it on, or do you just?
Yeah, he'll put it on.
Okay. As you put it on, ironically enough, you feel just a touch more sort of mentally stable, just a touch.
Graham looks very appreciative.
As the sun slowly starts to set as day turns into night, and much of the celebrations go long into the night, into even the morning hours. Some people aren't even falling asleep until they actually start to see the crack of the sun rising the next day. But everyone easily sleeps until noon the next day, if not longer. The only ones who probably actually keep up a normal sleep schedule, or who either that or don't sleep, are the guards, who make sure to keep an eye on everything. There's also the occasional individual mercenary amidst the various crowds who seems to also be making sure to keep up at all times, just to make sure that the entire camp and place stays safe.
Is anybody else having issues with the video?
What video?
The stream?
No, the stream is absolutely fine on my end.
There's not much animation that happens with the D&D streams, if that's what you're looking for.
I mean, the main thing you gotta watch for are our little Pokemon on the bottom moving. It's like the only animation that really happens. Otherwise, you're here to hear the smooth and soft sounds of my voice as I describe the world to you as it occurs and slowly changes around you. As life moves
Follow
on.
the soothing tones of my voice.
Oh, it looks like we're ending with a battle royale.
I will stuff myself in your mouth and choke you.
Dusty, I really need you to like stop talking at all times.
Dusty, I love you.
Oh, Dusty, I'm really glad you joined us today.
I slightly regret the doll, but at the same time, I can't regret the doll.
It's amazing.
We're gonna need you to come by like quite a bit more. But yeah, you all end up having a nice night. Oh, Raharu had technical difficulties, and it looks like he's back in the colony. But as you all sort of settle down for the night, you know, it's very peaceful, very nice night. You all maintain another long rest until the next morning, and that'll be a good place to end off.
No, I lost.
I didn't even see my person drop.
Oh, hey, Awaz won the battle royale.
It was me and him.
Another long rest has been applied to the party. Not that they needed it, but you know.
I mean, there were a couple spell slots used.
I suppose so.
I used a bless. That count?
All right. Yeah, that does count as one. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Tales of Miraleth Dungeons and Dragons. I will be back tomorrow with Borderlands 3, followed by some possibly Pokemon Sword, probably something else. So do tune in for that. Also check out our website, zgfgaming.com, where we've got links and merchandise available. Please consider supporting the channel either through Patreon or buying some of that merch. It's high quality, low price, but it does help out a lot. Thank you so much to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. Because of you guys, I'm able to continue bringing this content. And I bid you all a very fond adieu.
Have a wonderful night and a Merry Christmas.
Bye. Bye,
Good
everyone.
night.
We should be back next Wednesday, hopefully.
Wait, next
So-
Wednesday?
My Krag shirt up on the shop soon.
Yeah,
Oh,
why
that's
wouldn't we
right.
be back?
I'm sorry, I don't know why I thought it was the 18th.
All
My
right.
apologies. Still have a Merry Christmas in 2 weeks, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
See you all later.
Bye.
Kwanzaa.
Oh, do stick around. We're going to do a raid.